Today's platinum is a little bit of a weird one. You know how everyone is desperate to finish in 100% a video game right when it comes out? Like, right when it comes out. Well, I was one of those people. It was also the first and hopefully the last time I have to ever do this. Marvel Rivals, a game with absolutely no storyline and is purely online based. Marvel Rivals just sounds like a boring name to me. Anyways, Marvel Rivals came out on the 6th of December last year in 2024. Crazy, I know, and my plan was to get the platinum for it, which is what I did, obviously because you're watching this video. At least I hope that's why you're watching this video. I did this over winter break so I'd have as much time to do this as time is slipping away from not only me, but all of us. I also want to mention that I am also still in school, considering I had to do this over winter break. I hate it. I physically and emotionally hate it. To get back to on point, the details for this plat are somewhat simple. This game has a total of 41 trophies, including the platinum, and they are split up into 3 groups. The first consists of the easier starter trophies in the game, the second group comprises of the much harder character-specific trophies, and the third group consists of the grinding trophies. All of the character-specific trophies are luck-based from personal experience and even what the guide on PSN profile says. That actually leads me to my next point in managing to complete this platinum when there wasn't a guide released because it was right at the game's launch. This game took me about 40 plus hours to get the platinum, and without further ado, and all the boring details, let's get right into the game. The game consists of 33 heroes at the time of launch and since I last played it, and they have added a couple new heroes from the Fantastic Four. Boring, I know, but each one of the heroes at launch had their own trophy related to the base game trophies. The roster includes Adam Warlock, Black Panther, Black Widow, Captain America, Cloak and Dagger, Doctor Strange, Groot, Hawkeye, Gila, Hulk, Iron Fist, Iron Man, Jeff the Land Shark, Loki, Luna Snow, Magic, Magneto, Mantis, Moon Knight, Namor, Penny Parker, Psylocke, Rocket Raccoon, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, Squirrel Girl, Star-Lord, Storm, the Punisher, Thor, Venom, Winter Soldier, and Wolverine. Basically the entire Marvel Universe. The first trophy that started this journey, I say that like I'm in some main quest line or something. The first trophy that started this journey was Onslaught for obtaining a 3-player KO streak, which is one of, if not the easiest trophies at the very start of the game. If it weren't for this next one, which required me winning a match, and right after it, upvoting a player for doing a good job. The next trophy was for playing an arcade mode match. Arcade mode evidently makes the matches shorter and is the mode that I use to go for the inevitable trophy later on in the game, which is for winning a total of 100 matches. After not playing for a week, I came back to it after a day at school, and basically by just smacking my controller, I used the emote wheel for the first time, netting me a trophy. With the previous trophies being done, we can now move on to the much harder stuff. This was not fun at all. The first character-specific trophy I went for was called Grip of Hunger, and it was for using Venom's secondary attack to grapple onto 4 enemies at the same time. This is the point where I would like to explain why the trophy popped at the very end of the round, and that is because NetEase, the company that made Marvel Rivals, sucks at the achievement system and has had many glitches with it. What this means is that you don't know if you did the trophy correctly or not, because it won't tell you until the very end of the match, and even then you still need to go back and do it if you didn't do it right. Probably one of the worst instances when it comes to this game. This happened with most of my trophies in the game, and since I use PlayStation Trophy Capture to get my clips, it doesn't actually save the moment where I did get the trophy right. I know you all probably want some evidence that I actually did the trophy, and I do too. I did them, okay? This game took way too much time out of my life, and that is as good as the video is gonna get. If you want to complain, the comment bar is open. It's also open to if you want to recommend any platinum trophies I should get. Anyways, on the same match that I did my Venom trophy, I also decided to go for Groot's trophy as well, because they're both basically the same, and Groot's trophy had me imprison 4 enemies with 1 use of his ultimate. Moving on to another round, I got extremely lucky and managed to do Wolverine's trophy, which is one of the hardest ones in the game, which had me use his Last Stand ultimate to get 3 KOs in a single use of it. I just managed to get really lucky with it. For the next 3 trophies, I teamed up with one of my friends where I got all 3 of them in the same match. The first was for killing 3 enemies with or through the Punisher's smoke bomb, which was fairly easy. The second for killing an enemy as Bruce Banner 3 seconds after calming down from being Hulk, and the third simply from completing a match with one of my friends. The Punisher's smoke grenades were pretty good as they dealt a lot of damage, so this was pretty easy to get out of the way. But Bruce Banner is a horrible character, which is why it's so much better to play as Hulk, but I also managed to land a KO shortly after calming down as Hulk, so this is pretty easy. Also, here's the Play with a Friend trophy. Forgot about this. The next trophy was for hitting 3 critical KOs with the Black Widow. This is also pretty easy, and it meant KOing 3 enemies with headshots. In the same match as Black Widow, I also managed to do Loki's trophy for KOing an enemy by stabbing them in the back. The next trophy, Perilous Portal, was originally glitched, and it was for getting a terrain kill with Doctor Strange with his portal ability. This essentially meant that I had to get an elimination where the enemy fell off the map after jumping through one of my portals. All I had to do was wait a few days, and they managed to get the achievements back up and running with their newest patch. The next few trophies were mainly for getting 10 of something, like revives, KOs, and assists that were related to the Marvel Universe. One of the first ones was for KOing 10 total mutant heroes as Scarlet Witch. Pretty easy. The next was for getting 10 KOs as Hawkeye while assisting 10 other Avenger heroes. Also pretty easy. And the next one was for assisting 10 mutant enemies as Magneto. Yet again, pretty easy. Another really easy trophy required you to contest the objective zone for at least 60 seconds while playing as Psylocke. This was really easy, so I'm just going to move on to the next trophy, which was called Might of Fuchsie, which was for landing a 3-player KO streak after using Iron Fist's ultimate, which is one of the most overpowered ultimates in the game, so this was no problem getting. During the same game where I got the Iron Fist trophy, I also managed to get Jeff the Landshark's trophy done on the same map, where I had to swallow 4 or more enemies with a single use of his ultimate. His ultimate is the only reason as to why he is a good hero, and the only reason people actually like him. This little is awful. I also got the
Yggdrasil
map where I could complete Hela's achievement, where I had to get a 3-player KO streak in a single game. This was pretty simple compared to the other one. Next was for using Iron Man's ultimate to hit 4 enemies. Pretty simple, as his ultimate is really similar to Jeff's, as he also has a huge hitbox. I seriously don't know why he didn't just use this instead of snapping his fingers.
Iron Man. Hey, you. You're finally awake.
The next 2 were similar to getting the 10 of something achievements. This first was for getting 10 assists from other Guardians of the Galaxy as Storm. Pretty mid character, and all I did was just hover over most of them to get the assists. The second one was for getting 10 KO assists from other Guardians of the Galaxy while playing as Star-Lord, probably one of the best heroes in the game. The next trophy was another easier one, which had me landing an attack after my spider senses went off while playing as Spider-Man. This quite literally just had me go up to an enemy and hit them back after they startled me. It's kind of like the Metal Gear exclamation mark.
When you can't even say my name, has the memory gone? Are you feeling numb?
Sorry, I had something stuck in my throat there. Comparing Venom's and Spider-Man's trophies, I would say that Venom's is so much better. Oh no, would you look at that? Another easy trophy which required me to get 10 revives. I've said this so many times already, it's basically the same thing. All I had to do was revive 10 Guardians of the Galaxy as Rocket Raccoon. Easy done, show trophy, on to the next one. The first trophy I got after having severe doubts was for forging a soul bond with 3 Guardians of the Galaxy members at the same time with Adam Warlock's ultimate. The next 3 trophies I managed to get in one game. The first was for hitting 3 enemies with 1 Arachnomite Penny Parker, the second for landing 3 KOs with a single use of Kraken Impact, which is the Winter Soldier's ultimate, and it has also given me severe trauma.
Again! 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 Again!
And the third one was for getting 3 KOs and a single use of Darkchild as Magic, which I actually really enjoyed getting. The next trophy was one of the hardest ones in the game, and it was for getting 3 KOs with 1 use of Squirrel Girl's ultimate. But during this same match, something crazy happened. Not only did I get Squirrel Girl's achievement done, which was aspiringly difficult, I got 2 more trophies done in the same game that were even harder. The first one I got was for assisting in a team wipe with playing as Cloak and Dagger, which is supposed to be close to impossible. But as a last-ditch effort near the end of the match to see if I could get it, I swapped to play as Mantis, which had the same trophy as Cloak and Dagger for assisting in a team wipe, and I'm not you, but I somehow managed to do it. I got both team wipe assist trophies done in a single game. These little buggers were considered some of the hardest trophies at launch, and I managed to do it in a matter of minutes. Luck was completely on my side, so after doing those 3 trophies, I went on to do an easier one where I had to hit, not KO, but hit 4 enemies with a single use of Moon Knight's ultimate. Easy, but the next one was even easier, where I simply just had to play a total of 5 matches on different maps as Luna Snow. I'm glad her trophy wasn't any harder than it was, because she is a bad hero. Anyways, we have made it to the last 6 trophies in Marvel Rivals. Let's just get through these freaking things already. I got 10 KOs with Namor's octopus summon things. I don't really know what they are, in a single game, and after that match, I also managed to pop Rising Star for reaching level 20 on my account. I wasn't paying attention to leveling up, so I was happy to see that I did it naturally. The next trophy sucked major cheeks, as I had to get 3 KOs with Captain America's ultimate, which literally did nothing to him except make his movement speed faster, but after a couple matches, I managed to get this one done very quickly. The same thing went for Thor's trophy, where I had to hit 4 enemies with 1 use of his ultimate. The trophy sucked because of how bad his ultimate is, but yet again, I managed to finish it in a few matches. The second to last trophy for the Platinum was called King of the Dead for landing a 3-player KO streak with Black Panther on a specific map called the Hall of Dajala. It is basically the same thing as Hela's trophy, except this one was a tad bit harder, but yet again, did it on my first try when I saw the map appear. The last trophy was stinking easy, as I just had to get a total of 101 matches. After my previous playtime, I only had to do like 20 more, so this was no problem to try and get. And with that said, the Platinum trophy popped shortly after that. All in all, I think this was a pretty good Platinum. The only thing I had with it, well, I had many things wrong with it. The biggest thing that I had wrong with it was the fact that it was so goddamn infuriating to play a game with other people that were annoying to deal with. I also could see how this could be a different game with different characters in it, like Omni-Man. Boy, everyone would go crazy over that. Other than that, there wasn't anything else. Thanks for watching this video. I'm planning on putting more effort into my videos through editing for the future. If you want to watch another Platinum video that I have done, then click right here, and I will be looking out for comments on the next games I should do for the channel. With that said, I will be off now trying to get XP on Black Ops 3 multiplayer. See you in the next one.